Aricka.
Okay.
Oh.
Good.
You sure?
If you have a band-aid, that would be nice.
I have a band-aid.
Why is that not bleeding? That is a lot of skin.
Are you missing a screw?
I presume so.
I have a feeling we're probably going to end up using this.
There we go.
Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, I get around.
We use the Arduino Uno with the ATmega328P processor. To connect the Arduino to our drive motors, we also purchased an Adafruit motor shield, which also acts as the interface between our sensor board and our Arduino. The sensor board is comprised of 5 LED infrared emitter detector pairs. The emitters shine an infrared light, and the detectors sense how much of that light is being reflected, thus showing us if it is over a light or a dark surface. Each of the LED emitters uses a 200 ohm resistor to drop the Arduino's 5 volts down to an LED usable 2 volts DC. The detectors each use one 10 kilo ohm resistor to allow some power through to the analog input to eliminate a white noise status. To connect our sensor board to the motor shield, we have our 5 volt out and our ground wires connected to the 2 wires on the left, and our 5 volt analog inputs, one from each sensor, soldered to the motor shield on the right.
2 servo motors were used. Modifying the servos consisted of 2 distinct steps. Step 1 required opening the gearbox and removing the plastic stopper that limits rotation to 180 degrees. Step 2 required removal of the PCB soldered to the motor. Next in the process was preparing the chassis for the robot. We gutted the Fisher-Price toy car and cut openings in the rear wheel wells for the servos, which were attached by way of size 8 bolts and nuts to the chassis. Then the electronics were inserted. The sensor board was attached to the bottom of the front of the car using the same size bolts so that the distance from the ground to the sensors came out to approximately 1/4 of an inch. Lastly, we replaced the cover and Lionel was completed. The next one.
And its favorite corner. I get the boring one.
I think this one's the best.
I'm getting bug driving up and down the same old strip. I gotta find a new place where the